Hey everyone, Inside World. It's been a little while since I've talked to you. I'm here to announce, I think I mentioned it once before, I'm doing a course at Stevenson Dental Solutions in Southern California, October 30th and 31st. You can sign up on my website. It's everything I teach on minimally invasive bonded ceramics. A to Z, veneers, inlays, onlays, vonlays, sealing dentin, adhesion, all the clinical steps, everything that I show, I do myself. I do all the lab work for, and I keep my courses really inexpensive so I can get younger dentists in there while you're still young and impressionable. All right, so I call this another etched ceramic restorations, but it's really minimally invasive bonded ceramics, which is really all I do today. Inlays, onlays, veneers, vonlays, whatever we want to call these things. I'm going to touch on smile analysis, how I use Photoshop. Very simple technique. Very simple adjustments, which I think you should know how to use Photoshop, even though you're using different types of programs. What I would like to call the aesthetic prototype, a specialized technique on how I set up case is, I'll go through all the different types of materials, preparations, anterior, posterior, what I like to call blockouts before, other than the word build up, which I think is a poor word, just to show you little simple things we can do in Photoshop to motivate people. I'll go through this case and 2 or 3 other cases and show you some cool tools so we can get to this result with a patient. I'll show you how I've incorporated digital processes. I set cases up digitally first, do digital waxing. So I combine analog and digital, the best of analog, the best of digital to get a great result. So very typical case I do today, pre-op, aesthetic prototype with a special type of composite. And then we'll talk about everything about preparation, when we can get away with no prep, minimal prep, preparations based on aesthetic outcome, preparation based on digital today, because there are some alterations. How do you decide to remove tooth structure? What do you do with the fractured area of a tooth? What do you do with the incised ledge? Do you wrap? Don't you wrap? What do you do interproximally? Do you break the contact? Don't you break the contact? And there's times when you're going to do both, or do one or the other, excuse me. What I like to call in the posterior, I coined this term years ago, defect-driven preparation, meaning the defect drives the preparation, how much tooth structure I move, and obviously a little bit for aesthetics and occlusion, but saving the most amount of tooth structure, healthy structure that we can. How do we evaluate whether we do an inlay, an onlay, or a vonlay? When do we take away a cusp? How much do we try to support our cusp with a composite? And we'll go through all that. Lots of things I've done over the years, research that I'll talk about, clinical cases, really everything A to Z. Should we do buildup? Should we seal dentin? I believe we should, but there are instances that you might not need to. Do you elevate margins? If you're going to elevate, how much? Everything on adhesion and cementation. We'll talk mostly about bonded ceramics, but I will give you a sense on what we're doing with zirconia today. And through all the different types of products I use, and we'll differentiate when you need to go through all of these steps to get maximum adhesion. So hopefully I'll see you there. Thanks, everybody.